Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to Ella Pastoral. If this is your first time ever coming upon this channel right here, typically I talk about my favorite pieces of media as well as talking about fandom culture. And as you guys probably saw by the title as well as today's thumbnail, you guys saw that I'm going to be talking about House of the Dragon, all of the recent racism that I've seen in the House of the Dragon fandom, as well as talking about the disposable black girlfriend trope and why that's so problematic. So if you're interested in seeing my thoughts and opinions on that, keep on watching. I just wanted to take a quick break from the regularly scheduled content to thank all of my Patreons who are currently subscribed to my Patreon. Special thanks to Hariana Hook, Blythe, Charlie, Tammy, and Alex for all subscribing and subbing to my Patreon. It seriously means the world to me. If you want to be included in my Patreon shout out, please make sure to subscribe to my Patreon. We have a lot of fun things to offer over there. And now let's get back to the regularly scheduled content. So for the background of this video, I decided to create a sim version of House Velarion. If you guys don't know anything about me, my main gameplay with The Sims is using royals and nobles. So I wanted to incorporate House Velarion into my Sims 4 gameplay. But getting back to the actual topic at hand and why I even wanted to make this video is that recently I've seen so much hate and vitriol towards Lady Laena Velaryon, and it just astonished me how bitter people can be when first season 1 of House of the Dragon is over and in the canon of the show, Lady Laena is dead. So for all of this sudden increase of hatred towards this dead character to be happening on Twitter, I was just lost because I was confused how people could just start hating her out of nowhere. And what I feel like is leading to this hatred of Lady Laena most definitely has to be A, the racism, and B, the disposable black girlfriend trope that I talked about in the intro of this video. I'm considering this video to be a part 2 to the House Velarion video that I did a while back, where I talked about how not only did HBO and the showrunners do House Velarion wrong, but how the fandom continually does House Velarion wrong. And this recent instance of nonsense is just proving me right. So the reason why I feel like a lot of people are hating on Lady Laena Velarion most definitely has to be because of the disposable black girlfriend trope. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about when I keep mentioning what the disposable black girlfriend trope is, that trope happens when there are two people. Most of the time they are both white people, and in order to make the male love interest seem like he is someone who is not a bigot, open-minded, and overall a kind and compassionate guy, when the white female lead and the male lead break up, the male lead will go and get with a black girl and practically deal with her until he gets back to his one true love, which at the end of the day would be the white female lead. This trope is pretty prevalent in a lot of the media we consume if you know what you're looking for. For example, I'm pretty sure this was shown in the show called Friends. I never watched that show, but I saw it on Twitter when we were discussing how horrendous this trope is. But for example, this trope happens in Invincible. I saw it happen in The Good Place, and for the sake of this video, it is practically going on in the fandom of House of the Dragon. So what even led to this discourse is that from the book Fire and Blood to the adaptation of the show called House of the Dragon, there were a lot of things changed. So many things were changed that to this day the fandom has issues with it. The main thing that bothers me is how Lady Laena and Princess Rhaenyra's relationship was practically butchered into a non-existent mess in order to practically let Queen Alicent be a more fleshed out character. Personally, I feel like this was a character assassination on both Lady Laena and Queen Alicent's part, because it's just a mess. I don't even know how to describe it to y'all. It's literally such a mess. So in the book Fire and Blood, right, Queen Alicent practically acted like an evil stepmother figure to Princess Rhaenyra. She was really cool with Princess Rhaenyra until she had her male heir, and then after that she treated Princess Rhaenyra as a nuisance and was conniving and mean to her until I don't even know if I can say that because it's a spoiler, but she was practically an evil stepmother figure. In the show House of the Dragon, they decided to make Princess Rhaenyra and Queen Alicent friends, which made, Alicent even more villainous, in my opinion, because eventually Alicent is married off to Rhaenyra's dad. And it's just a major betrayal on Alicent's part, right? And due to the fact that Queen Alicent and Princess Rhaenyra were practically childhood friends in the show, so many people shipped them together. And due to the fact that we don't have any good sapphic relationships presented in our media, or if we do, they're literally like like if you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like actual woman ex-woman like relationships are barely seen in media. Like the last time I saw a good representation of I guess a lesbian romance was in First Kill, but Netflix made sure to cancel that show with the quickness, right? So due to the fact that we don't have a lot of good representation for lesbian couples in our media, people ship this ship so bad. But personally, the reason why I feel like this is not a good ship is just due to how toxic Alicent is towards Rhaenyra. She borderline slut shames her. Later in the season, she literally cuts her. She steals her throne, and she is overall such an antagonistic figure to Rhaenyra. This is where Laena comes in. According to the book, I'm going to read you a quote from Fire Blood, and it says here, whilst Princess Rhaenyra misliked her stepmother, Queen Alicent, she became fond and more than fond of her good sister, Lady Laena. Many a times they flew together on their dragons. And it wasn't just this short snippet from Fire and Blood that led a lot of people to realize that Princess Rhaenyra and Lady Laena probably had more than just a friendship in the books. It was the fact that Princess Rhaenyra literally got on her dragon and flew to Lady Laena during her childbirth in order to help her through her birth. And this isn't something a regular schmegular princess would do for a random nobody. I only think it happened once before in Fire and Blood, and that was a queen consort going to her daughter. So that's how close Princess Rhaenyra and Lady Laena were. Like that is like some high level trust and intimacy that they had. They also engaged both of their children to each other. And even after she died, Lady Laena died, Princess Rhaenyra took in her kids as her own kids. Like, it was some high level intimacy shown between these two. And even though all of the context is right there for you to look at with your own eyes, people still look at Lady Laena like she was useless to the plot. But due to the fact that Lady Laena gets in the way of some of the most popular ships in the House of the Dragon fandom, those ships being Princess Rhaenyra and Queen Alicent and Princess Rhaenyra ex Prince Daemon, people will go out of their way to treat Laena like she was useless and her role in the plot of Fire and Blood and the Dance of Dragons was useless. Like, Taru Core on Twitter practically had to expose this whole group chat of people just having so much vile, vitriol, hatred towards Laena. And I'm just going to be putting the evidence on the screen for you guys and just showing you guys how, like, weird this creator was. I'm going to be putting their ads here for all of those who are active on Twitter in the House of the Dragon fandom. That way you can block this person and get away from all of their vitriol, because there are some negatives in the House of the Dragon fandom. But personally, I found so many friends in this fandom, so many people who like to have fun, so many people who just want to have a good time. For example, I saw this tweet that had me cackling for days, where I'm just going to put it on the screen for you guys. And it said the day this photo dropped was one of the funniest days on the timeline. And someone said, whoever said that this looked like a Republican convention had me losing it. And this is just good, light-hearted fun. Like, the fandom is split between Team Black and Team Green, with Team Black supporting Princess Rhaenyra and Team Green going out of their way to support Queen Alicent and her side of the family. But it's literally such a mess, because Lady Laena is one of the few non-problematic people who are related to the Targaryen family during the whole entire dance of the dragons. And I just wanted to read another cute little snippet from Fire and Blood to really like end the conversation in terms of Laena being a useless character in Fire and Blood. And right here it says, Prince Daemon fell in love with Laena. The singers would have us believe. And I just wanted to add that because people are adamant that Laena was useless and neither Daemon and or Princess Rhaenyra cared about her, when we literally have contextual proof that that wasn't true. Like, that physically wasn't true. And the fact that y'all are trying to spin it like that, we see what you're doing. Because before the adaptation of House of the Dragon into a show, like, there was not this much hatred towards Laena at all. But all of a sudden, we have a black woman, or several black women playing Laena. Now, all of a sudden, she's a useless character, and neither Princess Rhaenyra or Prince Daemon cared about her. And I saw a tweet that perfectly summarized my opinions on this matter, and it said, the way this fandom treats Laena, the twins, Nettles, and even Rhaenyra will never fail to rub me the wrong way. Everyone can just go to hell, to be honest. None of this dragon show-ish warrants the racism towards any of these characters. And I literally have to agree, because I already talked about like the early racism that was going on when the show was actually like premiering, but I just saw this tweet and I needed to share it with y'all so y'all can really see the full extent of the nonsense that happens and the racism that is mostly coming from Team Green side towards these black characters. And right here it says, Glowilla looked pretty in House of the Dragon. And then somebody like did a cold tweet, I think that's what it's called. And then people claim the hate towards the Dragon twins isn't rooted in racism. And it's just such a mess. It literally is just such a mess. Every time I get on Twitter, I have to physically fight for my life and fight to still have faith in this fandom, because this is just some of the light stuff that was going on. But like, sometimes y'all be using slurs when we be having these fandom discussions, and I want to tell y'all it's never that serious and y'all need to relax. And I just feel like this whole nonsense that's coming on with Lady Laena really goes to show why the disposable black girlfriend trope is so disappointing and problematic, because people really see black women as disposable. Like, despite all of the contextual evidence and proof that both Rhaenyra and Daemon love Laena, due to the fact that, at least canonically in the show, she's a black woman, so many people do not see her as worthy of either Daemon's love or Rhaenyra's love, or even worse, they see her as an obstacle to the true ship that was Daemon and Rhaenyra, or even worse, in my opinion, Alicent and Rhaenyra. And it's just so sad to see, because it's not like this is a one-off thing that happens in media or in fandom. This is a trope that happens all the time, and it literally is. Not only is it upsetting to see, it also feeds into the nonsense and misogynoir that black women face in the real world. Like, a great example of this is the whole nonsense that happened with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. People literally still believe that Meghan manipulated Harry into loving her and that he should have ended up with someone else, when that man is generally so happy to be with Meghan Markle, and he does everything in his power to protect her and their children. But people will still go out of their way to be like, oh, he shouldn't have ended up with her. And it has to do with the fact that she has a black mom and that she's a biracial black woman. It literally is so sick to see. And I just wanted to come on my platform and tell y'all about the nonsense that's going on, because we've just been having a whole discussion about the disposable black girlfriend trope, and the fandom surrounding the House of the Dragon show is just amplifying the issue. It literally is just proving us right when we talk about how y'all hate black women and y'all hate to see black women succeeding. So before I officially end this video, like how I do in all of my fandom videos, I want to show the positive of fandom. And I have some people who I've been following for a while on Twitter that I'm going to recommend to you guys. The first person I want to recommend to you guys most definitely has to be Morningstar on X. They are the person who I commissioned for this beautiful picture that you've been seeing throughout this whole entire video. They also did this beautiful commission right here of Prince Jaehaerys and Princess, Bella. They just make really good art. You guys have to check them out. Like their fan arts always look so good. I also want to recommend you this person right here. They also made fan art of Jayla. I personally am obsessed with this ship. I also want to recommend you this user right here. I love their tweets. They're overall really funny. And I also want to lastly recommend you I don't even know how to pronounce their username, but I got this commission from them, and I don't know. And I love them so much. They are like a big part of the A Song of Ice and Fire fandom. Like if you recognize them, you've seen their fan arts literally everywhere in this fandom. Go support them. Go tell them that Ella Pastoral sent you to them. And yeah, I overall want you guys to be able to find creators who are non-problematic, who practically lead fandom space to be safe and fun as well. And if you guys have any commentary on my commentary, let me know. Like this video, it really helps push this video in the algorithm. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye.